Oh man, we are back. We are fixing this camera real quick. Okay. We've got a lot to go over today. A little bit. I'm just gonna hang out and chat until daughter wakes up. I am just going over all this stuff with the expansions at Universal and Disney. So let's start with Universal. So Epic Universe looks insane, man. Looks insane. I think I can share my screen. I'm on bug today too. Okay. I can share screen. Okay, cool. Epic Universe. Okay, so if you haven't seen what's going on with Universal lately, let me show you, man. This stuff is wild. Let's see. Share screen. Let's change the audio. Pick it up a little bit.
Over my 35 years, I've often been asked what my favorite ride is. My standard answer is the next one. We live by the ethos that the next thing we do is going to be better than the last thing we did. So even though we've created some really incredible experiences, we're always looking to how do we make the next one even better?
Like this.
And it really starts back with the origins of our business back in 1964 with the world famous Universal Tram Tour. And from there, we expanded and built the first standalone park at Universal Studios Florida, which really became about riding the movies. And that was an invention of Steven Spielberg.
Guys, anybody ever go, like older people go on Jaws? Man, I miss Jaws. However, love Harry Potter. So
taking them into those stories, not just the attraction experience, but blows it out into entire worlds. And the challenge became, what can we do next?
Where should we be if nobody tried to find out what lies beyond? If you never wanted to do anything that was dangerous, you never wanted to look beyond the clouds and the stars.
We went to the fans and we asked them, and the answer was pretty compelling. Give us more of your great storytelling, more of the immersive environment.
The number one thing a company can do, any business, is go to its clients, go to its fans, go to the people that spend money there and ask them what they want. God, that's the smartest thing.
Environments and do it in the most visceral manner possible. Universal Epic Universe is comprised of 5 incredibly themed worlds, and in those, over 50 unique, compelling experiences. The idea was to bring you to these worlds you couldn't otherwise possibly imagine. And to do that, we wanted to create a mechanism that allowed you to be transported into another world, and it starts at the very entrance of the park itself.
You'll enter underneath the Chronos, the first portal, where all the planets will align, and exhilarating discoveries await as you begin your journey into Celestial Park.
Celestial Park is a world in and of itself, where fans have come to seek the ultimate adventure.
It's where we put the park back into theme park.
It has beautiful landscaping, incredible water features, amazing dining experiences, fantastic shopping opportunities, and 3 spectacular attractions. Constellation Carousel, a cosmos-inspired carousel unlike anything you've ever seen. Astronomica, where you can play with dancing fountains. And Starfall Racers, a dual launch coaster where you race through the sky upon a shooting star.
Now, here's what I think about that, right? A lot of people got mad
Starfall Racers, a dual launch coaster
when Dueling Dragons left, but Dueling Dragons left for Hagrid's, so I mean, perfect trade-off in my opinion. However, having roller coasters that have double tracks that race each other, that actually, like, back in the day for Dueling Dragons, they'd actually take off at the same time and you'd race. Later on in, the years, they just kept sending them out one by one, but having a roller coaster like this is sick.
Where you race through the sky upon a shooting star.
And anchoring this incredible world is the amazing Universal Helios Grand Hotel. 500 rooms integrated into the park like no other theme park in the world.
And from here, you can jump into any world, portal like an adventurer to find all of the worlds you've ever seen. How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk.
Never got into those movies.
We made the dream a reality.
But the roller coasters are fucking.
The world's first dragon Viking utopia.
You soar with dragons and have a Viking adventure based on the great movie franchise.
Sounds good to me.
And the ultimate wish fulfillment of flying dragons.
We have this great history with horror. So we thought, is there a way for us to breathe new life into the classic Universal monster family?
It's alive! It's alive!
Dark Universe, a world where Universal's classic monsters are reimagined in an ominous and chilling experience.
Everything you've ever wanted to experience with monsters is in this world.
When the fans told us to give us more of what we did really well, our thinking became, could we create another chapter of the wizarding world of Harry Potter?
In the wizarding world of Harry Potter, Ministry
I
of
didn't
Magic,
realize there was
you'll
a
get to
Ministry of Harry
experience
Potter.
moments from both 1920s Paris from Fantastic Beasts and the British Ministry of Magic from the Harry Potter series.
The ride inside of that world, I can't tell you because it has to be a surprise.
You come to Universal Orlando, you're going to get this trilogy of storytelling that is unlike anything else in the world.
We'll have Super Nintendo World, where you can jump into the action and step into the world
Can't
like
wait.
Mario,
I
Luigi,
love-
Princess Peach, and Donkey Kong.
You'll arrive in the most interactive, colorful world we've ever created.
You get to play in the world that you've only played on a screen.
Epic Universe
It's
represents
a big change because Dr. Seuss, like the Seuss Landing and stuff like that, they're
a tremendous addition, almost doubling the size,
wow, look how crazy that looks.
almost doubling
Wow.
the size of Universal Orlando Resort. This gives us the opportunity to bring people to Universal Orlando for an entire week of the most incredible experiences they can imagine. Universal
All right, I'm going to stop there for just a second and explain something that I think is important. Disney always plays it off when Universal does something big as like whatever, we knew about it, not too concerned, or Disney World. But he's right when he's saying that he wants people to come for a week, and they will. Now, my wife and I are travel agents for Magical Travel and book Universal and Disney trips. And here's what I've noticed, and even when I book my own trips, right? You've got the majority of families will do 4 days at Disney and a day or two at Universal and Islands of Adventure and go home. They'll do the 4-park ticket or 4-day park hopper ticket, which is most popular. They'll choose a 2-day ticket at Universal, doing 1 day at Universal, 1 day Islands of Adventure. And they used to do that buy 2 days, get a 3rd day free deal. I guess that's out the window because they're going to want buy like 3 days, get the 4th free or something like that. It's going to, some people are going to have to choose, right? Once this gets complete, where do you want to spend your time? Do you want to spend it at Disney World or do you want to spend it at Universal? because it's going to take some market share away from Disney for sure. No matter what Disney does in response, we're going to get into a little bit later on their expansion behind the Thunder Mountain Railroad and what they're doing back there. I don't think it matters. I think that Universal is going to make a big statement with this Epic Universe. This looks absolutely insane.
The Epic Universe changes everything you thought you knew about Universal Orlando Resort.
Mm-hmm.
The overarching emotion that Epic inspires is what it's like to have your wishes ultimately fulfilled.
I want to go to
Beyond the storytelling and the
All the people
immersiveness,
right now.
there's an emotional component.
Shout out to everybody from Magical Travel doing their training this week in Universal. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. However, we got the baby who, rather be here with her. However, week-long training at Universal sounded fun. Next time, wife and I are going.
To each of the worlds.
The worlds that were chosen represent so many things for so many people, and they're so vastly different. Thrill and fear and joy and all of it comes together in a type of experience that you have never been able to find anywhere else.
Everything that we do is really the culmination of decades of innovation and creativity and immersive storytelling. So we continue to perfect our craft, and Epic is really bringing it all to a whole new level.
Epic Universe is built on an amazing concept. The idea that you can go into a world through some kind of a portal and you come out in a world you never could dream of, you could experience it. I think it's going to just feed the imagination of so many people of all ages.
What I think we're trying to do most is give people the opportunity to really experience the full thrill of being alive.
Kudos to you. 2025? There's no way. That is soon. It's got to be late 25, right? It's got to be like at the end of 2025. I didn't think it opened that soon. Let me try to find now this video my wife sent me on the expansion to Big Thunder Mountain. Okay. Beyond Big Thunder Mountain. Last thoughts on the Universal expansion. Disney's in trouble. Just my first thoughts. I mean, when all these come together, How to Train Your Dragon, you've got the
Thrill and fear and
on
joy and all of it.
Nintendo Land, you've got the another Harry Potter. Like, man, I can't wait. I need to plan a trip. Need to plan a trip ASAP. Beyond Thunder Mountain. Beyond Big Thunder Mountain. Okay. Man. Universal making big waves. Okay, so this is from Mickey Views, who I like his stuff. I like their stuff. They are a good channel that gives you kind of some news going on. It's all unofficial stuff. So let's pull back up the other screen. Boom, boom, boom. All right. We're going to kind of do the same thing. We're going to listen to see what he's got to say. Respond to it a little bit. I'm not too sure about what's happening behind Big Thunder Mountain. I haven't really looked into it that much. So let's watch and let's see what we got.
Mickey Views special report, where it is my distinct.
Does that say villains? Is that what my wife meant? They hope to do the villains thing. If they do this,
honor and pleasure to break some rumors for you guys today pertaining to Beyond Big Thunder Mountain at Walt Disney World. A few disclaimers here. These are rumored projects that we believe are in development. I have not seen any sort of documents or proof on these or anything like that. Mickey Views has no affiliation with Disney. This is all very, very unofficial. What I have done is something visual at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida in the future. So take this all with a grain of salt. With that out of the way, let's get into it. So first off, the biggest rumor I have for you guys. As you recall, years ago, we reported that Disney wanted to do away with Frontierland at the Magic Kingdom. And
okay. They want to do away with Frontierland. Isn't Frontierland Walt's original like vision? Or am I mistaken? I could be mistaken. I thought Walt wanted a Frontierland so badly. That's a bummer.
Make part of it into the Bayou, but Big Thunder Mountain can't be rethemed into the Bayou. It has nothing to do with New Orleans, which means if Disney were to do away with Frontierland, Big Thunder Mountain would need to be part of a new land. It needs its own new land. So to that end, Imagineering explored adding Encanto and Coco behind Big Thunder Mountain to create a desert-themed land. However, plans have changed, and now both of those intellectual properties are replacing Dinoland USA over at Disney's.
Oh man, thank goodness. Dinoland is so depressing. Our first trip, my wife and I's first trip, we rode Primal Whirl, and the only good thing about Dinoland is Dinosaur, which I hope stays, but it'll probably get booted at some point. It's a pretty old ride, but Dinoland's depressing. You want to feel
Animal Kingdom as part of the Tropical Americas themed land.
It's a carnival, Disney Carnival basically.
Hence, at the most recent D23 event, we got no update on that Beyond Big Thunder area because it was up in the air. The IPs that were supposed to go there had moved over to the other project going on over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Well, according to our sources, it is not up in the air anymore, as it is my belief that Radiator Springs Racers, based on Disney Pixar's Cars franchise, is planned to be built beyond Big Thunder Mountain as part of the desert-themed land coming to the Magic Kingdom. To be clear, we're not talking about Cars Land. We're not talking about that main street area. We are only...
Is it similar to Test Track? Like, are they on a track? They have to be, right?
Talking about the desert-themed portion of Radiator Springs Racers that you have out in Disney California Adventure, perhaps being cloned and brought over to the Magic Kingdom to create a giant new e-ticket attraction at the park. So I believe Radiator Springs Racers is under consideration for the desert land coming to Walt Disney World. So there you go. Pretty crazy stuff. So next up, also in the rumored desert themed land, do you guys remember way back in the day when they first announced Toy Story Land for Disney's Hollywood Studios? It had this Western Woody themed area. It had this street facade with the saloon and all that stuff. Well, I recalled that the other day after I heard from one of our sources that they are allegedly considering adding a Woody themed Toy Story attraction to this area, to this desert area. So to give you a bit of a visual representation here on the map, I actually took that over from the concept art. So I'm not sure if it's just floated through time and they're reviving it here, that little portion there, or if it is just strictly coincidental that they've previously announced something kind of like this, and now allegedly it is under consideration for this desert-themed area. Now, at this point, it's important for...
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Magic Kingdom in general that I walk through without stopping or with any interest. Like if I'm walking through Frontierland, I'm walking straight to Thunder Mountain or Splash Mountain. That's it.
For me to say, while I am pretty confident that I know the contents in terms of what's actually being considered for this area, I do not know the land boundaries of the desert land or the villain's land, the exact boundaries of them, or the location of the inside them. So these locations that you're seeing on screen, for these are for visual purposes. I'm just showing you what's going in the land. I don't know where in the land it's going to go, what the exact shape of the land is going to be. What I'm not guessing on, though, is that the word on the street is that a Toy Story attraction is in development for this desert-themed land.
Oh.
You might be wondering, Braden, why do you put the Woody attraction on Tom Sawyer Island? Well, that brings us to our next rumor. Looking at the sheer size of Radiator Springs Racers alone, not to mention we're about to get into the villain's land here, I have heard that it is a strong possibility that the Rivers of America is going to be shortened and it might be outright filled in. And that has led me to believe that the Fort Langhorne portion, that half of Tom Sawyer Island, is almost assuredly gone if this Beyond Big Thunder project actually happens.
The Sephora Savings Event is here. Bring the beauty you've been eyeing from the screen to your routine with 30% off all Sephora collection.
My concern is if Disney fills in the northern end of the Rivers of America, the waterways in the Magic Kingdom, they can be managed underground. However, that above ground waterway that goes from Rivers all the way out to the Seven Seas Lagoon, that is what enables the Liberty Bell to pass through and receive maintenance. So if they shorten or do away with the Rivers of America and feed water to the area from underground, that'll mean that the Liberty Bell is at an extreme risk of being decommissioned. So keep an eye on that one. We'll take a look at it again in a second here. Next up over at Villains, as of right now, I do not know the properties that are being considered for this area besides the Haunted Mansion themed restaurant.
I saw
to be built behind the Haunted Mansion as part of the Villains area, which I previously broke to you guys. And I have heard that that project is now canceled. And hopefully they revive it because that sounded actually like a pretty cool idea. The Villains area is going to be pretty massive. And at a minimum, we have heard that it'll include one E-ticket attraction and one D-ticket attraction. And it'll feed from the Haunted Mansion pathways and connect over to the desert-themed land, which will then connect over to the Bayou, which will then connect over to Liberty Square. Allegedly. The strange thing with this Villains land is it has been in blue sky actively for years and years now. So I'm surprised I haven't heard even a peep, a credible rumor of any kind from our sources on which intellectual properties will be used. But I will say those ride counts that next up to expect insofar as that attraction. And a big part of that is open alongside Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It's pretty long refurbishment.
I'm not a Tiana hater. I just loved Splash Mountain. It's nostalgic, my childhood. I'm in that age 35 where when I did get to go to Disney, it was just such a staple ride, man, to me.
So the fact that that still hasn't even been.
So I'm just going to keep my phone playing Zippity Doo-Dah like this as I go through.
Announced yet alone started doing away with it. And I really want to go, and it's nice to be,
it's a river.
That is a big honor to tell you guys about. The Walt Disney World Railroad has been down for ages now. It feels like we just got it back. If you've thought about everything I've told you so far, if Disney ends up doing this Beyond Big Thunder project and it ends up being anything close to the scale that I'm telling you guys about, the projects that I'm telling you guys about, it will interfere with the Walt Disney World Railroad. That whole construction area is going to be interfacing with a staging area.
Listen, Villains is, okay, we're going to end this video here. Villains is the only safe. I don't know. I think Villains is the best thing. What do you guys think? I think Universal, when you look at each expansion side by side, I mean, I think Universal takes it. And I think they take it handedly. I think they crushed it. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately. My heart is in Disney. We love Disney. We love the magic there. It really makes you escape life for a few days and relax and have fun, enjoy yourself. It's got an effect for sure that Universal just doesn't have. Universal is just fun, pure adrenaline, huge roller coasters. The whole deal. However, that new Epic Universe expansion looks insane. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. What are you most excited for? I think my wife is probably most excited for Villains at Disney. That would be so cool. I'm more excited for the new Harry Potter world at Universal. Oh, you hear that? My daughter is dreaming. We're going to go make sure she's wakes up soon. So you guys have a good one. Take care. Thanks for tuning in.